Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I'm coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop ATL Season 3 Episode 9. I'm in a new location that I don't normally record in, so I'm feeling a little out of sorts. I hope don't nobody come knock on my windows. A whole bunch of police cars parked behind me and I don't know. I'm gonna be looking around a lot. I'm just letting you know that already. This episode, what y'all thought about it? I thought maybe it was edited a little strangely. It was weird and not all that exciting. It actually got on my nerves a little bit, but this is still my show. It is unequivocally and 100% some bullshit for sure. It is no longer a reality show, definitely a ghetto-rama, but yeah, still love the show. Whatever. I'm trying to get through this video as fast as we can so I can avoid getting arrested. So anyway, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so we get to hear Althea's song, and you know, it's cool. It's not nothing too exciting, but you can at least tell that the girl has some sort of voice that she's working with. Joseline, she has carried her ass on down to the studio because she has to see for herself if, you know, if Miss Althea got it or if she's just fucking people in the studio. Because, you know, Joseline is the compass that we use when we are trying to critique someone's ability to sing. She's kind of hating on Althea, and I've already told you guys from the beginning that I just never understood why Joseline already didn't like Althea. Althea is a threat to Joseline because she's a cute girl and she's a singer, and I guess Joseline was feeling like she was going to take over the singer realm now that K. Michelle is not on the show anymore. I think Joseline is feeling the threat. So, are you really going to stand there, sir? I shouldn't have parked here. Joseline is telling her without telling her that her man ain't shit, and you know how the basic classic stripper talk goes, and you know it's always they don't trust these niggas and you know all this and that. Y'all know I can't stand that fucking talk. Joseline is being real slick. It's hard to leave old habits in the past. You know I met you through Benzino, and at the end of the day I love Benzino because he's my dude's friend. You know, but it is what it is. You know, you just gotta make sure you play your cards right. I'm sure you're not gonna sit around here and just get played. Okay, I'm sure you're gonna be doing the playing, ain't you? The shit is silly because the whole thing is, yeah, we all got a past, but fuck, I don't like when a hoe be trying to make my past seem as fucking ratchet as your past. Listen, I was not fucking every goddamn body I came across. Okay, so yeah, we not alike. Promise you, I just don't understand Joseline's ankle because as far as we know, she don't know that Stevie J and the girl fucked, okay? And now that she has an idea, okay, she has an idea, but still, she's been like this from the very beginning. So that's why I said she's feeling threatened. So yeah, all I'm saying is Joseline, seat, okay, over there. Now later on, the Puerto Rican princess is in the studio, and you know she's like, y'all know I don't know Spanish. She looked like she is 100% committed to that shit, okay? Stevie J said that, yeah, they about 85% there. So do that shit again. So Stevie gotta work a bitch so hard. I mean, he want me to do this song over and over and over and over. And I'm like, Stevie, what else do you fucking want? He says, look, honey, if you want to be with me, baby, you got to work hard. Well, get this, honey. Joseline says she feel like this is the song that's going to get her Grammy. Yes, baby, this is what I need you to do. I need a showcase. I was ready to do what I was born to do. CJ is like, listen, we done been at this for a while now. You know, you just wasn't ready. I didn't want to put you out there with the wolves because they will eat that ass up, okay? And Joseline got quite a bit of ass to eat. He was like, but no, baby, I got good news for you. I think you are ready. As a matter of fact, his exact words is, yeah, I think I'm ready to put you on the stage with these hoes. And you know, Joseline was like, yes, put me up there with the hoes. I was born ready. Just put me on that stage and we'll be rolling on money. And at the end of the day, after hearing Althea's 1980 songs, and we are in the 2014, and that's Joseline and Althea hitting on the stage. I was just like, what? That shit didn't even make no sense, but I guess it made sense to her. Once again, don't know what it has to do with Althea. Joseline, you is hating. Hating don't look good on you, baby. So she tells him, you know, that she went on down to the studio because she just wanted to meet with her and see what she was all about. All of a sudden, y'all, the music get all impending doomish. She was just looking at Stevie J like this. You put your cock in her asshole? Because you know you and Benzino like to share the pussy. I was just like, cock in the asshole and pussy. Y'all seen Stevie J's big ass dick? Ooh, can you imagine that in your head? Stevie J was just like, hey, I don't like to share pussy. You know, with that look on his face that we never believed. And Joseline is just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch these two. Because she knows that Althea gets around and she knows where Stevie J like to put his biff cake. We got this damn showcase coming up. We need dancers, okay? So, you know, she has on Friday, she has the tryouts for her damn dancer. And you don't really get the impression that they're too serious. But they look like they want to take a motherfucker home to bed, you know, Stevie J and Joseline. They just like everybody. They have a professional there, professional choreographer, because you know, Joseline wants to keep everybody focused on the task at hand, which is to keep her dancers sexy, ratchet, and classy. You hear that mix? Yeah, they got big chicks and little chicks and white chicks and black chicks, okay? But the common denominator here is that they got to have a pole, they got to be able to work the pole, and Joseline and Stevie J has to like them. Well, these girls are in luck. It looked like they're gonna have about 50 people up on the fucking stage. They liked everybody. So I guess this is Joseline's attempt at becoming the singer of the Love and Hip Hop ATL franchise. So yeah, whatever. Are y'all looking forward to seeing Miss Joseline Hernandez on stage? As far as Althea, okay, Miss Althea, as they call her, she meets up with Rashida, and Rashida does all but confirm that this bitch was definitely a hoe back in the day. I was like, Althea, none of this is really looking good for you. Althea is talking to Rashida because I guess they were good friends back in the day. I think Rashida said Alshida. What is her name? Althea. Yeah, Althea. Is it what is it? Why am I trying to say Aretha? It's Althea, right? Althea was out there back in the day, okay? Althea said she didn't fuck the ballers and the rappers. She was way more discriminatory than that. She fucked the CEOs and the bosses. I'm gonna need you to get that shit together. Shit. She's going on to tell Rashida that, you know, everybody thought she was doing one thing when she really wasn't doing all that. And ladies, I have told you plenty of times, we've had this conversation plenty of times, haven't we, about reputation. What is it that I always tell you? You must always protect your reputation. Your reputation always gets there before you. Because you was for Quinn to fuck a lot back in your young and ready days, okay? But now that you done met the one, you ass done got saved, you done got married, you got kids, you got the house, the white picket fence, the little doggy, you got the perfect life. Okay, you don't want to be at the fucking grocery store and somebody run up to you and be like, Faquinda, remember that time we fucked the whole basketball bench back in our second year of college? You'd be like, Ixnay on the uck and the bench fade, okay? So I be joking around, but I tell ladies all the time, and I tell my daughter all the time, your reputation is always the most important. Okay, don't let people get to the point where they just think that you just way out there like that. And that's where we are with Althea. You never shake that shit. I want y'all to remember that shit if you don't remember nothing else, ladies. So yeah, Althea, she feeling some kind of way, okay, because of her conversation with Rashida and her conversation with Joseline. She's feeling like maybe she better go on and really have this talk with Benzino, because she's feeling like her reputation is about to beat her there. She gets all romantical at the house. She got her sexy clothes on, candles and all. You know, Benzino was like, oh damn, did I put it down like that? I was like, Benzo, that little ass diaper dick nigga, what you think you did? She was just like, you know, I think we need to talk. You know, basically, you met me through Stevie J. You know what it was. I mean, Stevie J don't let a bitch come through his studio without fucking him, so I'm just making sure that you know that me and Stevie J did have a romp in the hay 1 or 2 times back in the past. And you know, Benzino, I could never really understand what Benzino was. Did he know and he was just trying to forget about it, or did he not know? You know, he just was like, he knew people that she's fucked in the past. He's known and she's known people that he's fucked in the past, and I was just real confused about it. You know, Benzino, he one of them ostrich head in the sand kind of people, okay? He just get his woman, he want to marry him. He ain't got time for all that all that background shit, you know, whether or not his woman was a hoe back in the day or not. I was confused on that. Maybe you guys might have a little bit more insight on that, okay? Y'all just let me know, okay? But whatever, Benzino, he can't take it no more, so he storms out. But then the shit gets serious, and we find out that Benzino's mom dies. He's now rushing off to Boston. He's got to get up there, but you know, there's all this family drama. He's not really sure how it's gonna go. He's got some problems with his cousin or nephew, whoever the fuck it was that shot him, and then we we find out that, you know, Stevie J, he's rushing off to be there with Benzino, you know, just to support him and make sure he's okay, because like I said, it's some drama with one of his goddamn cousins or nephews or whatever. We'll see more of it next week, but all I'm gonna say is this, Mona. Don't come up here with no bullshit next week, okay? So if we see the goddamn nephew or cousin or whatever the fuck he is picking up the gun from the damn floorboard of the car and sticking that shit out the window, and then we see the bullet in slow motion going and it hitting Benzino in his arm, whatever the fuck it is, I'm gonna cuss me a motherfucker out next week. I'm gonna have a problem with you, Miss Mona, okay? Don't fucking try it. Alright, you guys, we got Mimi, and y'all, she mad again. I haven't seen Nikko since I put him out, and he is skating on thin ice with me. I really don't want to be sitting here with him today, but I knew I had to take this meeting. The tape release is only a couple of weeks away, and Don wants to sit down and discuss strategy. I said strategy. Nigga, strategy with a T. So you got that. Okay, Don is excited. Nikko is excited. Mimi has her reservations. The closer it gets to the tape release date, she's nervous, and Donna's like, girl, don't even worry yourself about all of that. No, you compromised your values or whatever, but you know what? We about to make this wet. Like Stevie J say. Because that's what it's all about, Mimi, just making money, you know? And that stupid ass Nikko, he just sitting there just co-signing. I'm just like, ugh, he is just so up. Mimi says to Don, pause. Then she says to Nikko, the only way that we gonna win is if we can get our personal shit intact. Believe that. No, Mimi, she be mad. Believe that. I was just like, what, girl, what's going on? You know, so Nikko get to telling her how, you know, Mimi found the shirt and it got makeup on it. And Don was like, girl, don't even worry yourself about all that. Didn't I just say we fixing to make this wet? You ain't got time to be worrying about your personal relationships and shit. Okay, this is business. And Nikko, like I said, he co-signed it. He just like, man, yeah, I'm trying to tell you this is business. You know, this shit is, once they see how I'm putting it down, how I'm laying the pipe, they gonna want a fucking sequel. Just like, oh, Nikko, you just, oh, he's special. A sequel? Is he kidding me? It seems like he's plotting some pornographic empire or something. Yeah, Mimi. So she's over it, okay? Meeting over. She walks out and she leaves Don and Nikko there to, you know, to discuss amongst themselves. Don is just like, listen, you stupid ass. You about to fuck up your money, which means you about to fuck up my money. I need you to keep her happy. No, Nikko just sitting there looking like one of the most fucked up homeless people in the shelter. That he had that damn scarf around his neck. I was just like, oh, I just honestly, he is the oddest, strangest looking person really on TV. Now, later on, Mimi goes to hang out with Ariane, okay, because, you know, she don't really get to see Ariane no more, okay? And actually, really what I want to say is, Ariane, this is your fucking fault. You done ran your ass off to New York and sitting on some bitch's face instead of staying in Atlanta and taking care of your friend, okay? You know the bitch can't make no sound decisions. You've been the one that's been directing this child all this time, 2 seasons. Now on the 3rd season, you going to look. The bitch done turned into a fucking porn star. So they discussing, you know, Mimi telling her about the lipstick on the t-shirt and all of that. And, you know, Ariana's like, you know what? Pull this motherfucker over, okay? I need you to look me directly in my eyes. This type of man, Mimi, is a pattern. No, I know, but as crazy as it seems, I just like what I like. Well, this is the same shit that you was going through with Stevie J. Why are you even dealing with it, okay? He's taking advantage of you. He's taking advantage of me? How? Hello, Mimi. The sex tape? The sex tape is him taking advantage of me? And Ariane was like, hell yeah. Again, Mimi was just like, how so? I was just like, oh, okay. This is a moment in the video where we have dumbing it down for Mimi. Stick with me, Mimi. Mimi has a show. Nikko ain't got shit. Nikko gets with Mimi. Nikko becomes a rapper. Nikko makes a music video with Mimi. Nikko's music video flops. Nikko comes up with a new idea. Nikko fucks Mimi and records it. Nikko lies to Mimi and says the tape was stolen. Nikko contacts Vivid Entertainment. Nikko and Vivid Entertainment present it to Mimi as a leaked video. Mimi and Nikko signed the contract to put out the porn. Mimi and Nikko become Atlanta's hottest adult entertainment company. Okay, come the fuck on, Mimi. You have to break shit down for you all the time like this. Goddamn Mimi is a stupid ass, ain't she? I've asked. He's denied it. How can I not believe the man that I love? Alright, Mimi. Listen, we've all been a fool for love, but that don't mean to continue to be a fucking fool for love. That's all I'm saying. So, Ariane Okay, she wasn't happy with the answers that she got from Mimi. So she decided that she was going to step back into Ariane, Mimi best friend mode and go and talk to Nikko for herself. You know, Nikko is kind of in that sarcastic, like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? Okay, because he already knows what it's about to be. Ariane is in her self-righteous, like, how are you and Mimi doing? And he says, we're fine. And she was like, no, you're not. And he was like, well, what did she tell you? And then she was just like, well, she's upset about this tape. And he was just like, well, you know, what do you want me to do about that? And she was like, well, did you leak the tape? And he was like, absolutely not. And she was like, yes, you did. You lying. He was like, no, I'm not. But you know what? I have to tell you shit because you were nothing to me. Okay, you are Mimi's friend, and that's all that you are. And you're not even really a good friend to her. You take advantage of her. Okay, you just there for opportunity or whatever the fuck he said. Okay, and you know, it was just like she was just really incredulous. Like, are you saying all this to me? You are the fucking one that's using her. I'm just thinking to myself, like, Ariane, ain't nothing you can do, girl. Okay, they done signed the contract. The tape is coming out. Okay, your girlfriend, whatever, whether she knew about it or not, the shit is coming out. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it. And Nikko knows that. And that's why he's so flippant. So what you need to do is carry your ass on up out the goddamn gym. Okay? It's done. Kina and Carly are hanging out. They mattress shopping because she has to put mattresses in her studios, y'all. Because you know, when she's at the studio, she likes to, you know, she likes to get busy every now and then. We already knew that Kina had, you know, some bisexual tendencies because she's admitted it before. We find out that Kina has a best friend by the name of Ashley who is, you know, is a fuck buddy. This is her best friend that she also likes to have sex with. And I was just looking at the TV like, what the fuck is really going on here? We're really on TV, on national broadcast, you know, talking just so regularly about the fact that we have threesomes. Like, really? Like, you don't care that Deacon Jones and Big Mama's watching the TV show and they knowing that you, I mean, for real, this is, I was just like, this is crazy. I guess privacy is all out the window these days. It's 2014, right? Carly all excited. You know how the crackhead is, okay? She want to know all about it, okay? Do you love her? And what does Tony think? And, oh, I ain't never been with no woman like that, but, you know, you about to make me change my lifestyle. I was just like, bitch, if it was that easy for somebody to fucking change your lifestyle, okay, your ass was already ready to dabble in the shit anyway, if you haven't already. Okay, so stop that shit, Carly. Threesomes is never a good idea. It's never good to bring another person into your marriage. Sexually, it definitely is not a good idea. The shit sounds fun and exciting, but it's just bad news. It's just never good news. It's called a union between two for a reason, okay? Why does a bicycle have two wheels? I know they got fucking three wheel bikes, but the shit looks stupid. Now, later on in the show, we all at the studio, okay? Tony, Kina, and a whole bunch of other people. And let me just side note on Tony. Now, listen. I know on Instagram the other day I posted this picture of Tony has this finger, this middle finger that looks like looks like almost like some sort of eagle's talon. It kind of is just is fucked up. And I posted a picture of it, and you know, we all got a good little tee-hee-hee about it. But then somebody pointed out that maybe his finger had been cut off, and you know, the shit grows back sideways or whatever the fuck. Okay, so I'm just gonna say I feel bad about what I said, because you guys have been watching me for a long time. You guys know that this thumb also was cut off when I was a little baby. Somebody was on an exercise bike back in the day, in the 70s. The exercise bikes looked just like a fucking bike. One of my cousins or somebody was on the bike, or a friend of the family or somebody was on the bike, and and the spokes were going, and I walked up to the bike and I stuck my hand up to it to try to touch the spokes, and it chopped off my thumb. You know, they rushed me to the hospital. The doctors tried to sew it back on. It would not reattach. It kept on, you know, it just wouldn't take. So they were just like, well, hopefully she's a baby. Maybe it'll grow back on its own. It didn't cut off all the way down, but it cut off halfway. And sure enough, it did grow back. However, it's, you know, I used to call it my stupid thumb because when you look at it, it is quite a bit shorter than the rest of my fingers. I know you guys have probably seen my nail and wonder why this one thumb is curved. It's because the shit grows curved like that. It's not on purpose. I actually used to be very, very self-conscious of this thumb, and it took a long time for me to really get comfortable with you know, my thumb and being just, you know, regular with it. So yeah, I was just like, oh, Roxanne, you done talked about his old fucked up finger, and you got the old stupid retarded thumb. So you know, I'm just gonna say I shouldn't have said that. What I will say is I want him to use the other hand when he drinks his. I shouldn't say that either. No, okay. I can't just say he need to, you know, maybe try to put a glove on. I can't say that either. No. All right. Leave it alone, Roxanne. I done got off track. Let me get back to the story. So, you know, Tony is in work mode, and Kalina is just like, you know, well, my girl Ashley is coming in town, because when she's in town, she got her big ass and everything. She's just inspirational to me. You know, she helps me focus, and I want to write songs and all of that. And I'm going to tell you that Tony the nigga ain't up on what's what. He knows that every time Super Pussy comes to town that his wife is just all distracted and everything, but he gives in because, you know, the power of the punani. He not fixing to have one puss. He fixed to have two puss. She kind of puts it to Tony that, you know, if Ashley comes and Kalina is there, then you know that they was all gonna be fucking and having a good time and everything. So Tony's just like, okay, we'll just have her come on down. Now Ashley comes on down. She's a cute girl. She got, you know, orange hair. All they keep saying is that they gonna turn up. That damn Kalina is so fucking excited that somebody's fixing to put that face in the plate. So I was just like, girl, I know what you mean. Ain't nothing like a good round of face in the plate. But you ain't heard that from me. Make a long story short, when they all get in the room together, Kalina now realizes all of a sudden that Ashley only wants to be with Kalina. Tony is under the impression that it's fixing to be on with the three of them. Ashley ain't trying to fuck on Tony. Okay, that one time that it happened between the two of them, that was just to get the nigga on board, okay? I kind of get the impression that Kalina is bisexual, but Ashley is just straight up gay. She just did what she had to do to be able to keep on fucking on her friend. Because the way she was shaking her head no when Tony was just like, oh, I thought it was just going to be, you know, I was going to be waking up to two big asses in the bed. And she was just like, no. I was just like, Tony, you about to lose, bruh. You have just been had. You about to have an orange head and a purple head in your goddamn bed, and all you going to have is blue balls. Didn't I tell you that threesomes was never good? Okay, because it's always two that's way more into it than that third person. Whoever the third person is usually the odd man out. Okay, so what we gonna do is we gonna cue the Price is Right loser music for Tony. Okay, whoop whoop ba doom. Wow. Alright, you guys, that's it. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.